James O'Loughlin. Welcome to the New Inventors. Tonight, 3 more new Australian inventions. We'll see an escalator for sheep, a wheelchair that is actually 2 wheelchairs in one, and we'll meet a 14-year-old inventor who may have just come up with a way of stopping people from throwing rubbish out their car windows. On our panel tonight, it's a pleasure to welcome back to the New Inventors for the first time this year, agricultural scientist and industrial innovator Chris Russell, science communicator Bernie Hobbs, and journalist, inventor and recently co-inventor of her 4th daughter, Christine Kadinmont. Welcome all.
Thanks, sir.
Now, welcome to both of you two, but how's the latest addition to the dynasty?
She's wonderful. Much to recommend a 4th daughter.
Really?
A 4th child, yeah.
You'll be well looked after in your dotage, I'm sure.
I hope so, yes.
But that's a long way away.
Yeah.
Being a sheep farmer isn't easy, you know. It's not as simple as just letting them run around in a paddock for a while and then eating them. Oh, no, you've got to take care of your sheep. You've got to drench them, dip them, crutch them, shear them, vaccinate them. It never stops. And usually the sheep don't cooperate. This invention will make sheep a bit more cooperative whether they like it or not.
Some farmers use a V-elevation machine to drench and to vaccinate their sheep, but still struggle to get the sheep into the walkway, so we thought we'd come up with an all-in-one solution by adding a conveyor belt. The Orphan Mobile Sheep Station is a sheep handling machine which delivers sheep automatically to the VE machine. It's a portable station that uses a hydraulic-driven walkway to funnel the sheep forward. This acts like a sheep conveyor belt, leading the sheep into the mouth of the V configuration. The momentum created by the conveyor belt allows the sheep to move in the same direction. This prevents the sheep from retreating down the walkway and makes the process safer. The Orphan Mobile Sheep Station will not only reduce your labour and its costs, but save you time and allow the farmer to catch a ride on the sheep's back.
This invention's so big we've got to go out the back, so please welcome from Coleraine in southwestern Victoria, John and Tom Austin. Hey, John.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Hey, Tom. Nice to see you. And this is Ryan. Everyone, please welcome Ryan. Ryan's a sheep. Now, why did you think of trying to invent a better way to get the sheep on the thing?
Initially, we couldn't get the sheep to run onto the VE machine.
Yeah.
And we've tried 101 other ways of getting it, and then we came up with the idea of the airport conveyor belt.
All right. Well, let's see how it works. Can we turn the power on? We'll go up here. Tom, you stay there. Now, the first thing we need to do is lower it down, right?
Initially, you just drop it down with the control
Okay, well, let's
lever.
drop it down. There we go. Drop it down. Now, can you let Ryan in, will we? Tom, him.
Ryan, our demo sheep.
And I'll control. See, I can actually control the... It can go really fast, but it can go quite slow. Here we come. You all right, fella? And it can go really fast, but we'll slow it down a bit. I'm not an expert driver. So you get to here. Now, we saw on the package, you guys, they can just zoom through.
They'll feed through, and normally you can do about 2,000 an hour, but if you're doing it manually in a race, you'd only do about 300 an hour.
Right, and you'd
give them a drench,
an
E-tag, maybe an ejection.
And then when they're finished, what happens to Ryan?
Ryan just has a ride down the ramp.
Right, and he'd go off to another paddock. Fantastic. But the actual conveyor belt's the key to the whole thing.
The lead up, the missing link's the key to it.
The missing link. Yeah. All right, fantastic. Come over to the panel. Thank you, Ryan. Please thank Ryan. Did a fantastic job. John and Tom, come with me. Now, so how much would your invention cost?
The trailer unit's worth $25,000.
Yeah. And Tom, what do you reckon the increase in sort of productivity you can hope for is?
Yeah, we're looking, average down the race is about 300 sheep per hour, and we can do 2,000 through the hour.
What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, g'day, John and Tom. Well, I'm knackered doing 500 a year. So, I mean, is there any drencher known to man who's going to keep 2,000 an hour up for very long?
Well, you can do 2,000 an hour comfortably for the full day, so you can really do a mob of 10,000 sheep if you really want to. It depends what size flock people have got. But the best we've done is 2,200 an hour.
Now, why does a pair of dogs feeding the end of a VE belt, the end of the conveyor belt, the Elfin belt that you've developed, why is that much quicker than the same pair of dogs feeding the VE?
The principle really is that you're trying to force a sheep into a narrow opening. That's the old VE machine, which has been around for 20 years, and nobody could get them to run in there. But the problem, the principle of the flat belt is you're actually feeding into an area nearly 3 times the width, and they're actually only walking onto it as opposed to being picked up from their front shoulders.
So they'll go onto the belt a lot easier. It's like at an airport, the moving walkway, there's never a traffic jam on that, but try and get on the plane, then it'll get difficult. Bernie, what do you think?
And there's a lot of moving parts within that conveyor belt with all the dust that gets stirred up and sheep droppings around the place.
Yep.
How do you maintain it? How do you have to have skilled people coming to check everything? Or?
We've tried to build the thing as simple as we can, so there's really only three conveyor belts in the whole system, and it's all hydraulic, and hydraulics will take most pressure, and we've designed it so that it'll just keep on rolling around it continuously.
Nice answer. Christine?
So you don't have to hose it down after every use to keep it going
keep it
effectively?
clean, and only if you're transferring from property to property. That's why we've kept it flat, so that you can actually clean it and disinfect it, and it's clean from going from property to property.
You know, if you get a couple of some sheep that haven't been in for a while and they're a little bit wild, a lot of them will turn in the race and they'll get jammed in.
Yep.
I can imagine, normally they would stop and all the sheep stop behind it. With this one, there's still that momentum going. Will they all just pile into each other in this great big woolly mess?
They go in. It could happen, but where James is hanging onto the handle there, which is hip operated, you can actually stop it.
Summing up, Chris?
I mean, wow, I was 2,000 an hour. If they come up the wrong way, I think they'll probably get drenched in the wrong end. I don't think it'd be... But no, it's well thought through, and obviously you've looked at a problem that you have to work with every day and you've come up with a solution, so terrific.
Bernie?
And I really like the way that it's available for farmers to hire or for contractors to provide. So not everyone has to go out and buy one of these $25,000 setups. So, yeah, good on you.
Christine?
Anyone who's worked with sheep knows that the first sheep stops, the rest stops. So if the first sheep keeps going, the rest will keep going. So, there is a solution that you've come up with, which is great.
Please thank John and Tom Austin. Well done, guys. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much, mate. Good on you. And now, an invention inspired by Rover.
I'm JJ Hamilton and I'm from Wollongong in New South Wales, and this is my dog Rebel. I like having Rebel with me all the time because Rebel's my best friend. We enjoy travelling in the car together and often go to the beach. Rebel loves swimming and running along the water's edge. Having bought a new family car with leather seats, I decided that I'd need to do something to allow me to carry Rebel in the car, even if she's sopping wet. Dog on board, a comfort seat for the travelling dog, contains your dog in one seat, covers the back seat swab, through the seat itself, into the footwell and up over the front seat. It's simple to fit, easy to remove, catches all the hair and sand and water, and any of Rebel's little surprises. My invention allows you to carry a full complement in the car, husband, wife, a couple of kids, and the dog.
No hairs of the dog ever in the car again. Lovely. If you invented something, we'd love to hear from you. Come on the show and show the world. To get an application form, go to our website at abc.net.au/newinventors, write to us at GPO Box 9994 or send us a fax on 028 333 2651. If you needed an electric wheelchair, you'd want it to be robust, solid and tough to use outside, but then again, you want it to be compact and with a tight turning circle to use inside. Maybe in the end, you'd settle for some sort of compromise. But what if you could have a robust, tough outdoor wheelchair and a compact, small indoor wheelchair, but still only have one wheelchair?
Electric wheelchair users know how hard it is to drive a chair. Some have one for indoor use and one for outdoor use. But what if we could combine the two? The Kangaroo is a manual sports wheelchair that can adapt to an electric wheelchair and then transform between outdoors gutter hopping wheelchair to a compact indoor wheelchair with a flick of a button. The wheelchair frame is built of light aluminium. It has 5 wheels for greater stability and is powered by a lightweight, fast-charged battery. The construction enables the chair frame to be shortened for tight manoeuvring when indoors, or lengthened when outdoors for a faster, sportier and more stable ride. The design also allows the wheelchair to climb up and down curbs and steep surfaces. I've invented a wheelchair that can hop over obstacles to access a lot more locations.
Please welcome from Melbourne, Colin Johansson. Hey, Colin. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. I guess you're inspired to develop this invention because of shortcomings you found in wheelchairs that you used.
I wasn't happy with the wheelchairs that were available, and eventually time will tell, and I'll probably end up having to use an electric wheelchair myself. I still use a manual at the moment, but the ones that are out there in the market just didn't come up to my scratch. So basically, you've got to do it yourself.
Well, let's see what this baby can do. Now, we're in outdoor mode at the moment.
Outdoor mode, yes.
Outdoor mode, so up you go. Now, can we see then how, assume you're inside now, can you convert it into indoor mode? It's a simple switch. It's just under there.
Switch just under there.
Yep. And it all happens very quickly. In indoor mode, show us your turning circle. Now, back outdoors, through some pavers, you'd have to go back into outdoor mode, I guess.
Yeah. So it's just flick it the other way. Just through a weight shift, throw the weight back, and then
up you go.
Up I go. Another problem with a lot of wheelchairs is, well, I haven't got the back wheel up, is obstacles such as missing parts of roads.
So can you show us how you'd negotiate, say, a gap in the paving like that? So you can just simply go in and then power out.
And then just
down again.
Go down.
Fantastic. All right. Well, do you mind coming down, coming round and coming up and joining me up here, Colin? Fantastic. Round of applause. And up again. Fantastic. Thank you very much for going through that little course and showing us what it can do. Bernie.
Now, in addition to all of your fantastic turning circle and going over the pavers and things, yours can go 16 kilometres an hour, top speed, is that right?
No, at the moment it's 10 kilometres per hour. The aim is 16 kilometres per hour.
But now if you do that, the legal limit, or the limit before you have to get registered is 10 kilometres an hour, isn't it?
Yes, but have you seen the police asking any of the kids with these new little scooters?
So as long as I don't ask questions like that on national television, it may not be much of a problem. That's right.
And the chair would have that capacity, but you could always program it out to only have a maximum speed of 10 kilometres per hour at any time.
Terrific.
Christine?
At the moment, you've got all the strength and the muscles, obviously, from using your manual chair. Do you think that as time goes on and perhaps you become less and less mobile, that you're going to be able to use it as effectively? Things like shifting your weight and whatnot.
That part is very easy to do. As far as having all the muscles, I can lift my wrist up from there. I can't lift it from there. I've got no grip on my fingers or thumbs. I cheat a lot, so I look a lot less severe disability than I am. But the problem is I've been pushing a chair for 28 years. The shoulders and elbow joints aren't built to do that. And this is where a lot of the baby boomers who've been in accidents and are ended up paraplegics and whatever else, their shoulders and elbows are wearing out, and they've got to look at electric supplementary power.
Chris?
As far as the batteries are concerned, I understand you've gone for these nickel metal hydride batteries?
Nickel metal hydride. I'm seeing whether they're a viable alternative to the old lead acid, which are Everybody knows lead acid is nasty for the environment. Nickel metal hydride is fully recyclable, doesn't have any
What about
heavy
life?
metals. Life, it should give about 3 to 4 times the life of lead acid, if not more.
No, I'm talking about life on one charge.
Life on one charge, well, there it's about the same as lead acid.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Summing up, Bernie?
Look, Colin, the feats that your chair can achieve are amazing. Not everyone's going to need that, but I think for the people in your situation who want that extra flexibility and an indoor-outdoor chair, it's really going to make a huge difference. Congratulations.
Christine?
It just looks better. You know, it looks like less of a chair, and yet you get so much more in the chair.
Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've really got it together, and tremendously well done, Colin.
Good on you, Colin. Thanks very much for coming in. Please thank Colin Johansson.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, you never chuck rubbish out of your car window because, well, it's littering and everyone who saw you do it would hate you. But what's the alternative? You keep the rubbish inside your car and soon you've got a car full of rubbish. That's why we need this.
I'd heard about a design competition at school and thought I might make something to help stop roadside litter and get a few brownie points with my teacher at the same time. The car rubbish disposer is a car console that I've transformed into a bin to prevent people from throwing rubbish out the window. It is unique because it has a pipe with a vacuum attached to it that instantly sucks the rubbish placed in the disposer to a container situated in the boot of the car. The vacuum motor is powered using the existing car battery, and the container stores rubbish in a bag until emptied. The car rubbish disposer is just like your mum cleaning up after you all the time, except without the nagging.
Gabriel, get out of the car.
Please welcome from Dubbo 14-year-old Gabriel, or as he prefers to be called, Bo Pope. Can I hop in your car?
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Bo, this is great. How'd you have the idea?
Well, I saw the rubbish on the side of the road and I thought, I've got to put a stop to that.
Do you want to show us how it works?
Okay. So you lift this up.
And that automatically turns on the...
Yep.
Yeah.
And you toss the rubbish in.
Okay.
It gets sucked up the back.
Go for it. More. Chuck it in. Look at that. Flying up there. Great. And when it's full, you take it out.
Yep.
And you empty it.
Yep.
And you can have like a vacuum cleaner bag or just take the whole thing out.
Yep.
Well, it's brilliant. You're a genius. Well done. Round of applause. Come and sit down. Except you don't put cigarette butts in it. Is that right?
Yep, that's
Yeah,
right.
because they could go boom in the back. Christine.
Hi, Bo. If you've seen my car, you would realise that I'm your perfect person to sell to. Full of rubbish, a lot of them very sticky wrappers. Is that a problem with this? And how do you clean it when you've got all those sticky ice cream wrappers and everything with sugar in it, I can imagine, is a problem.
Well, there's coil wire that we'd sell with it that you could attach little brushes on the end.
Oh, yeah.
So you roll it down
Like
and then...
a bottle brush.
No, like
Yeah.
those things you use for cleaning the dishes, like bottles.
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah, terrific idea, Bo. The only thing for me is that I'd be spending a lot of time walking between the driver's seat and the boot, getting back my wallet and sunglasses. Because I'm just an idiot. I just wondered whether there, in fact, might be some sort of little flashing light or a little bell that goes off or something when you open it to say, hey, don't put your wallet in the middle pocket again.
Yeah, right.
Well, you could have a separator that separates the bit of the compartment that gets sucked away to the bit that you store.
So a front bit where you
Front
put,
bit and a
put your
back
stuff
bit.
and a back bit.
Yep.
Because I should have mentioned that the suction, like if you put your hand down there, even though the rubbish goes boom, yeah, it's actually not very strong at all. So it wouldn't like,
It's
pull it out.
probably do my wallet easily, but not yours.
I don't think so.
And Bo, you know, in a car, you know, with the drive at the back, it has like that lumpy thing across in the middle of the floor of the back seat where the shaft goes through. Have you thought about a design of that pipe to make it less intrusive?
Well, I was thinking that you could put it inside there, unless if there was something in there, in the hub.
Inside the arch?
Yeah.
Unless the tail shaft's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so front-wheel drive car, no problem. Yeah, that's sure.
OK. Bernie?
Bo, I love it. It's so space age and back page of the comic book kind of thing, what you've come up with there. Have you thought of making that vacuum, like just having a hose attachable to it so you can use it to vacuum your car as well?
Yeah, we've thought of that, and yeah, that was one of our ideas.
Because I think that would be a great selling point, and you know, as an add-on extra for a car that really didn't cost you anything much more if it's got the suction to get rid of your rubbish, but also to vacuum your car. And also, do you see it as being able to be retrofitted, or do you only see it as something that's going to be incorporated into new cars?
You could retrofit it if you had a four-wheel drive with no lump on the floor, because it would fit better. You could put it into family cars, but it would be a bit in the way.
Oh, but I tell you what, if that clear plastic tube is there, kids are going to be entertained for hours. I mean, Chris and I don't get out much, but we were.
We'd be into that, wouldn't it?
It's pretty cool. Summing up, Christine?
It's extremely inventive. You know, you've only got a plastic bag at the moment to put all your rubbish in, and this is so different. I love it, and I think it would be a big selling point for cars.
Chris?
Yeah, I think it's terrific. You just need a little bit more work maybe on the design to get that tube a bit less intrusive, but tremendous. Well done.
Bernie?
And in terms of having an idea and really making it work and make it work the way you want to, you've done a just fantastic job, so good on you both.
And the great thing about it is so many people have thought, oh, look, you know, I wish there was somewhere for that, and have done nothing about it, and you've actually come up with a solution. Please thank Bo Pope. Good on you, mate. Thank you very much. In a moment, we'll find out which invention our judges will pick as tonight's winner, but first, have a look at this. Tonight's winner will get this, and they'll be in the running to be named our Inventor of the Year. Will it be the moving walkway for sheep, the Elfin Mobile Sheep Station, the versatile electric wheelchair, the Kangaroo, or the rubbish-sucking car rubbish disposer? Let's look at first originality. Chris Russell.
Originality, Bo wins that for me. I think he's absolutely, that's an original idea. I'm amazed no one's actually thought of it before.
Hands down.
OK, there's might be some few bits of fine-tuning to do, but originality,
Yeah, I
he
completely
cuts
agree.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
What about design, Bernie?
I'm split. I think the Kangaroo wheelchair is really well designed to achieve the ends that it's got, but also in terms of something that integrates well into what's already existing, the Elfin Mobile Sheep Station. They're both...
and interestingly, they've
design-wise.
both been developed by someone who actually is doing it, so they know the problem, they've identified it and designed it cleverly to solve the issue. So I agree with you. I think those two on design, I think there's a bit more design work can be done on the car rubbish disposer, and that'll probably improve that.
But I think that's where you're missing the point, because he's got a prototype and it's very basic, but what he's doing is he's saying, this is my idea.
If I can just combine marketability with need a little bit, because they sort of overlap. You know, I think that the car rubbish disposer is a very nice to have, not just a nice to have. But I must say, for the disabled community, that wheelchair, which is convertible, which climbs over, you know, things in the middle of a curb or whatever, to me, that could be a must-have easily.
Well, especially, not for everyone, but especially...
For that market, I'm talking
No, but
about.
I mean, within that market of people who use electric wheelchairs, a lot of people are para and quadriplegic because they had accidents, because they were really adventurous people and want to be able to do as much as they can. And a chair like that really affords them extra mobility, extra options is, I think is going to make a huge difference.
But as far as the Elfin is concerned, we'll just talk about the Elfin.
If you can make the productivity gains that it says it can,
that's
it's
true.
going to go pretty good in its
I guess
market,
the one little thing that's sitting in my mind about that is whether we've just shifted the bottleneck from the end of the VE arrangement to the end of the belt.
All right, well, let's pick a winner. Chris?
I'm going to go, I think, for the kangaroo.
Anyone disagree?
I think the kangaroo is lighter, it's faster, it's sportier, it's got great aesthetics. But there is something about the car rubbish disposer that makes me think it is totally inventive. There is nothing like that on the market. You've got a plastic bag at the moment. People are throwing rubbish out because they don't have a plastic bag with them. You've got something that's built into the car, and its potential for worldwide market, huge. So I'm going to go for the car rubbish disposer, despite the fact that I love the kangaroo.
I'm going to go for the kangaroo.
The kangaroo, so our winner tonight, Colin Johansson and the kangaroo. Congratulations, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Colin Johansson is the winner of the second episode of the New Inventors for this year, and he's in the running to be named our Inventor of the Year. What did you think? Did the judges get it right or wrong? To have your say, vote in the New Inventors People's Choice Award. Pick your fave from tonight. Text 1 for the Elfin Mobile Sheep Station, 2 for the kangaroo, or 3 for the car rubbish disposer to 1 999 220. Call 1902 55 2277 or go to our website abc.net.au/New Inventors. Thanks to our judges. Well done. Thank you very much. Never an easy job. And thanks to the stars of the show, the Inventors. Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. And fantastic. Before we go, English writer Mary Pettibone Poole said, "To repeat what others have said requires education. To challenge it requires brains." But don't just take her word for it. Good night. We know that last week the panel picked Tone Nguyen from South Australia and the SGD Mobile Access. Let's see what you picked as the people's choice. There was the pod system, the catlock and the SGD Mobile Access. And you picked the SGD Mobile Access.
G'day, my